Hello, my friend, and welcome. For the next little while, there is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to accomplish, nothing you need to figure out. The day has already happened, and tomorrow has not yet arrived. So perhaps for these next few moments, you can simply rest here, breathing, listening, being. Notice the sounds around you, the gentle movement of the music, the soft flow of the water, like a small brook winding its way through a quiet forest. Never rushing, never forcing, simply moving according to its nature. And perhaps there is something to learn from that. The brook does not spend its time wondering where it should be. It does not worry about tomorrow's path. It does not need to understand the shape of the entire river before it can continue flowing. It simply moves, one moment at a time, one bend at a time, one ripple at a time. And somehow, it always finds its way. Perhaps you can allow yourself that same kindness tonight. The kindness of not needing to know everything. The kindness of not needing to solve everything. The kindness of allowing some questions to remain unanswered, just for now. There may be things in your life that feel unfinished. Conversations, decisions, plans, possibilities, little loose threads the mind would very much like to gather up and organize before resting. And yet, life has always contained unfinished things. There has never been a day when every question was answered. There has never been a moment when every uncertainty disappeared. And still, life continued. The sun continued to rise. The seasons continued to change. The heart continued to beat. And somehow, you continued to find your way. Perhaps certainty has never been quite as necessary as the mind sometimes believes. Perhaps life has always known how to unfold on its own. Like a river finding the ocean, like a flower opening toward the light, like sleep arriving when it is ready. And speaking of sleep, there is no need to chase it tonight, no need to wonder whether it is coming, no need to watch the clock, no need to measure your progress, because rest and sleep are not the same thing. And even if sleep remains a little distance away, rest is already here. Rest is in the breath. Rest is in the music. Rest is in the gentle sound of water moving over stone. Rest is in this moment itself. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to achieve it. You do not need to become someone different before it can arrive. It is available now, right here, waiting patiently, like the quiet river, like the night itself. So allow the shoulders to soften a little. Allow the jaw to relax. Allow the thoughts to come and go without needing to follow them. And simply notice that for this moment, nothing is required. Nothing to fix, Nothing to solve, nothing to become. Just this breath, just this moment, just the gentle flow of life moving quietly onward, like a brook beneath the moonlight. And for now, that is enough. As you continue resting here, listening, breathing, perhaps you can notice something else. Not something you need to think about, not something you need to figure out, just something gentle, something simple. The fact that you have made it this far, all the way to this moment, all the way to this breath, all the way to this quiet place in the evening. Life has asked many things of you. There have been seasons of uncertainty, seasons of effort, seasons of growth, seasons when you had no idea what was coming next. And yet, here you are. Not because you had all the answers, not because you always knew what to do, but because life carried you one day at a time, one step at a time, much like a river finding its way through a landscape, not by knowing the entire journey, but simply by continuing to flow. And perhaps there is something comforting in remembering that. You do not need to know the entire path. You never have. Most of the beautiful things in your life arrived without a detailed plan. Friendships, conversations, unexpected opportunities, moments of laughter, moments of love. Even some of your greatest blessings likely arrived through doors you never knew existed. And perhaps that is still true tonight. The future remains unwritten. Not because something is missing, but because life is still creating itself, just as it always has. For now, there is no need to look ahead, no need to scan the horizon, no need to rehearse tomorrow. The river is not worried about the next bend. The brook is not concerned with where it will be next week. The water simply moves, trusting gravity, trusting the landscape, trusting a wisdom larger than itself. And perhaps for a little while, you can borrow some of that trust. Not forever, just tonight. Just for these few moments, allowing yourself to rest without needing certainty, rest without needing conclusions, rest without needing guarantees. Perhaps gratitude begins there, not in having every answer, but in realizing that life has carried us this far without them. And maybe, just maybe, it will continue to do so. So listen to the water, listen to the music, listen to the quiet rhythm of your own breathing, and notice that beneath all the questions, beneath all the plans, beneath all the thinking, there is something steady, something peaceful, something that has been here all along, waiting patiently beneath the surface, like a calm current beneath the river, carrying everything gently forward. And tonight, there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to become, nothing you need to understand. Just rest and allow yourself to be carried for a little while. Perhaps this is a good moment to remember something very simple. You do not need to fall asleep right now. You do not need to make sleep happen. You do not need to wonder whether it is coming. And you certainly do not need to measure how well you are doing. For now, rest is enough. Just rest. There is a quiet freedom in that. Because so many people climb into bed carrying one final task for the day. One final thing to accomplish. Sleep. And without realizing it, they turn sleep into work. Something to achieve. Something to monitor. Something to evaluate. But sleep has never responded very well to being chased. It arrives in its own way, in its own time, like a shy visitor, like a deer stepping quietly from the forest. The more we pursue it, the farther away it seems to move. But rest is different. Rest is available right now. Rest is already here. In the softness of the music, in the gentle sound of water moving over stone, in the feeling of the body being supported, in the simple act of letting this moment be exactly as it is. You can rest without certainty, rest without conclusions, rest without knowing what tomorrow will bring. And yes, even rest without knowing whether sleep is coming. That uncertainty does not need to be solved. It can simply be allowed. Notice how much energy gets spent trying to know things, trying to predict things, trying to guarantee things. The mind works very hard. It always has. And tonight, perhaps the mind can take a little break. Not because there is anything wrong with thinking, but because thinking has worked hard enough for one day. The questions can rest. The plans can rest. The wondering can rest. The effort can rest. And perhaps you can rest too. Not because everything has been resolved, not because every concern has disappeared, but because this moment does not require resolution. This moment only asks for presence. The river does not need to know where every bend leads. The brook does not need to see the entire landscape. It simply continues flowing, trusting, allowing, moving with life rather than trying to control it. And perhaps there is a wisdom in that, a wisdom that lives beneath all the questions, a wisdom that says, you are allowed to be here. You are allowed to relax. You are allowed to stop managing everything for a little while. The body knows how to rest. The heart knows how to rest. Life itself knows how to rest. Every evening, the world grows quiet. The light softens. The birds settle. The river continues its gentle song beneath the stars. Nothing is forcing that rhythm. Nothing is making it happen. It is simply the nature of things. And perhaps rest is your nature too. Not something to achieve, not something to earn, not something to accomplish. Simply something to allow. So if sleep comes, wonderful. And if sleep has not arrived yet, that is perfectly okay too. Because something valuable is already happening. The body is softening. The nervous system is unwinding. The heart is settling. The river is still flowing. And you are already being restored. One breath at a time. One moment at a time. One gentle wave of rest at a time. As the evening grows quieter, perhaps you can notice something. There is a difference between uncertainty and discomfort with uncertainty. The future has always been uncertain. Tomorrow has always been uncertain. Life has always unfolded one moment at a time. And somehow, that has never prevented life from continuing. Perhaps what tires us is not the mystery itself, but our effort to eliminate it, our effort to know, to predict, to guarantee, to make certain what was never meant to be certain. And tonight, perhaps that effort can rest. Not because certainty is unimportant, but because certainty is not available right now. And that is perfectly okay. The river does not know what waits around the next bend. The brook does not know where each stone will guide the water. The night does not know exactly how the stars will appear through the clouds. And yet, nothing seems troubled by this. Everything continues. Everything unfolds. Everything belongs. Perhaps life has always been a little more trustworthy than we realized. Not predictable, not controllable, but trustworthy, like breathing, like seasons changing, like morning eventually arriving. There is a wisdom moving through things, a quiet intelligence, one that asks very little of us. Mostly, it asks us to participate, to be present, to meet this moment as it arrives. And perhaps tonight, this moment is simply asking for rest, nothing more. No answers, no conclusions, no final understanding. Just rest. Rest without certainty. Rest without guarantees. Rest without needing to know how tomorrow unfolds. Rest without needing to know when sleep arrives. Rest without needing to know anything at all. Just this breath, this music, this gentle flow of water, this moment. You can simply be here. Simply be. Be here. Be. And perhaps for a little while, that is enough. Perhaps it has always been enough. Like the river, like the stars, like the quiet night itself. Nothing striving, nothing forcing, nothing rushing. Simply existing, exactly as it is. And perhaps you can too. The river flows, whether it is thinking or not. The river flows, whether it knows the way or not. The river flows, whether it understands the journey or not. And somehow, it always arrives exactly where it needs to be. Perhaps there is something comforting in that. The mind has spent many years learning, many years planning, many years solving, many years protecting, and that has served its purpose. But for this moment, the mind does not need to work so hard. For this moment, nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be organized. Nothing needs to be completed. Nothing needs to be understood. Just this breath, just this moment. Just this gentle movement of life. Notice the music. Notice the water. Notice the space between thoughts. The thoughts may still come, and that is perfectly okay. Clouds move through the sky. Leaves move through the forest. Thoughts move through awareness. Nothing needs to be pushed away. Nothing needs to be held on to. Everything can come, everything can go. The river knows this, the night knows this. Perhaps you know this too, even if only for a moment, even if only as a feeling. You can simply be here. Simply be. Be here. Be. And notice that life continues, breath continues, the river continues, the stars continue. Nothing is asking anything from you right now. Nothing is required. Nothing is expected. Nothing is missing. Just this. Just now. Just here. And perhaps without effort, without trying, without needing to know how, you are already resting. Already softening, already being carried, like a leaf upon the water, like a cloud across the moon, like a river moving quietly toward the sea. No effort, no hurry, no destination that must be reached tonight. Only this moment, only this breath, only this gentle unfolding. Be here. Simply be. Be. For now, you can set the day down, the whole day. The completed parts, the unfinished parts, the beautiful moments, the difficult moments, the things that made sense, and the things that did not. You do not need to carry any of it right now. The river does not carry yesterday's water. It has already flowed on. And perhaps, for a little while, you can flow on too. Notice how much effort it takes to keep holding things, replaying conversations, rehearsing tomorrow, returning again and again to the same concerns. The mind does this because it cares. It is trying to help, trying to protect, trying to prepare. And tonight, perhaps you can thank it for its service and allow it to rest. Just for now, the questions can rest. The plans can rest. The searching can rest. Even the need to improve can rest. Nothing is being asked of you in this moment. Nothing needs to be accomplished. Nothing needs to be earned. The stars do not earn their light. The river does not earn its flow. The night does not earn its stillness. And perhaps you do not need to earn this rest either. You are already here, already breathing, already enough. Notice the music, notice the water, notice the quiet space surrounding everything. A spaciousness, a softness, a gentle allowing. Perhaps there has always been something beneath the noise, something beneath the effort, something beneath all the figuring out. A quiet place, a steady place, a peaceful place. And perhaps you are touching it now. Not through effort, not through understanding, but through allowing, through relaxing, through simply being here. Simply being. Being. The river flows, the night unfolds, the breath continues, nothing is required. Nothing is missing, nothing needs to happen next. Just this, just now, just here, and that is enough. The river flows, the stars shine, the night unfolds. And all is well. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be known. You have arrived exactly where you need to be for this moment. Here, now, breathing, resting, being. The day is complete. Not because everything was finished, not because every question was answered, but because the day has come to rest. And perhaps you can too. The river does not hurry. The moon does not hurry. The night does not hurry. And there is nowhere you need to hurry to. No destination. No requirement. no expectation. Only this breath. Only this moment. Only this gentle unfolding. You can simply be here. Simply be. Be here. Be. The river flows. The music drifts. The stars remain. And all is well. Nothing is required. Nothing is missing. Nothing has been forgotten. Life is carrying you just as it always has. And for now, you can let yourself be carried softly, gently, effortlessly, like a leaf upon the water, like moonlight upon the river, like a dream, drifting peacefully through the night. Rest. 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 And let the river carry the rest. And before we drift away completely, perhaps there is just one thing worth remembering. Not something to think about, not something to figure out, something to know deeply, quietly, beneath words, beneath thoughts, beneath questions, beneath all the stories we tell ourselves. Life is okay. You are okay. And somehow, in ways the mind may never fully understand, it is all okay. Not because everything always unfolds according to our plans, not because there is never sadness, or uncertainty, or change, but because something deeper has always been holding it all. Holding you, holding this moment, holding the entire beautiful mystery. And from that deeper place, nothing has gone wrong. Nothing is missing. Nothing has been forgotten. The river knows. The stars know. The quiet night knows. And somewhere deep within, you know too. Perhaps you have always known. So let that knowing settle softly, like moonlight upon still water, like a gentle breath, like a memory returning home. Everything is unfolding exactly as it must. Everything belongs. Everything is held, and all is well, deeply, completely, perfectly. All is well. Almost like a whisper to the soul, a reminder that it's all perfect. No matter what, it really, really is. Let that be felt within deeply. Solok.